Hello and welcome to Super Great Kids Stories, wise tales from storytellers around the world, which will make you laugh and sometimes cry. Recommended for ages 5 to 105. I'm Kim and I love stories. Hello, Super Great Kids, and how are you? Is it rather wintry where you live? Do you have snow? We've had a few tentative snowflakes dancing around in London, but soon we're expecting a proper snowfall. Hurrah! I love snow, don't you? I love going out and getting pink and blue with cold, and then coming back inside and warming up by the fire. Our story today is set in the snow. It's called The Mitten and it's from Ukraine. Ukraine is a large country in Eastern Europe. The tale is told by storyteller Masako Carey. Now, just before we begin, can you think of any other stories set in the winter while we have a quick word with the grown-ups? Here's one to start you off. Father Frost and the Star Child. Ready? Off you go. Hello, super great grown-ups. Do you wish you had a magic tree with all the fruits in the world growing on it? Well, HelloFresh can't quite deliver that, but they can send you healthy options with 30 protein and calorie-smart recipes. We all love eating together, but what about those days when you've been super busy? With HelloFresh, when you get home, the elves have placed all the ingredients on your doorstep, pre-portioned and ready to cook. Choose one of the 15-minute recipes and kaboom! You'll have well-fed children ready to settle down and listen to a story. What I particularly like about HelloFresh is that my older son is happy to cook with me. And while we're cooking, he talks about his day. Go to hellofresh.com/supergreatfree and use code supergreatfree for free breakfast for life. One breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life at hellofresh.com/supergreatfree with code supergreatfree. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Hello, super great kids. I'm back. Did you think of any stories which are set in the winter? How about The Woodsman and the Forest Spirit? Or The Boy and the Snow Wolf? Or Strawberries in Winter? Or A White Bear for the King? Or Marusha and Father Frost? And you probably thought of others too. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Are you warm? Am I sitting comfortably? Then let's give a warm welcome to Masako Carey.
Hello, super great kids. This is Masako from Japan. But today, I would like to share a story from Ukraine with you. You know, it's winter time now, and we wear special warm clothes for winter. Can you think of what you would wear? For example, on your head, you can wear warm woolly hat. My mom made me one long time ago. And on your neck, you can have a scarf. And what else? A warm coat. And on your feet, maybe warm boots, especially if you want to play in the snow. What about for your hands? You can wear gloves. But do you know there's a special type of gloves called mittens? They're separated with one part for the thumb and another part for the fingers. I love those. And today's story is about a mitten. It was a cold day of winter. It has been snowing for a while. A boy was walking in the snow, pulling his sleigh. He found this place where there was a great hill. It was a wonderful place to pull down his sleigh. But before he get there, he needed to go over the stone wall. And as he was climbing, one of his mittens fell off. It was a lovely red one. He didn't notice that, and he walked on. Soon after, whing, a mole poked its head from the ground. "What's that?" the mole thought, and he walked up to the mitten and went inside and said, "Oh, this is so warm. I can make this place my house for the winter time." And then, boom, 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 came a frog to the mitten and said, "Hello, mole. Oh, it's so cold. My feet are frozen. May I come in?" "Of course," said the kind mole. "There's plenty for two." And as they were getting warmer, bounce, 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 came a bunny. "Hello, friends. Oh, my tail is frozen. Oh, that looks nice. May I come in?" "Of course," said the mole and the frog. And soon after, they had another visitor. It was a fox and a vixen. Vixen is a female fox. "Oh, it's so cold out here. Our snouts are freezing. May we come in?" Well, there's already 3 in here, but, well, somehow we'll manage. Come you in." So now the mitten was a squeeze. Everybody was struggling when a bear walked by. And this bear was not the type that would be left outside in the cold. "Oh, that looks nice. Can I come in? Let me come in, please." "Oh, but there's no more space, and you're too big for this bear." But the bear did not listen. It pushed its way in, and then everybody had no choice but to put their heads out from the mitten's mouth so that their body was inside. No one could move an inch. As they were finally settling down, came a little mouse. "Oh, it's so cold. Oh, my tail is freezing. Can I come in, please?" "Oh, little mouse, we are completely full. I know you are small, but there's no space in here." "Oh, I found a place. Don't worry." And before anyone could say anything, the little mouse scattered up to the mitten and went up to the bear's nose and sat on it. And the mouse's little tail went left, right, left, right, and the bear's nose went achoo! And out flew the little mouse, and out went the bear, out went the fox and the vixen, out went the bunny, out went the frog, and out went the mole. And the mitten, it flew to the other side of the wall and fell onto the snow. And soon after, the boy came back from his play, and he walked towards the stone wall. "Ah, there is my lost mitten." He went over and picked up his lovely red mitten, and he was puzzled because he was wondering, how did it get so big? He scratched his head and shrugged his shoulder and put the mitten in his pocket. And he went back to his warm, cozy home. The end.
Thanks so much, Masako, for that story. That must have been one ginormous mitten for a bear to have fitted inside it. I think I'd be a bit cross if I found my lost mitten and it had stretched to the size of a bear. Whatever next? Do you think you could draw a picture of the animals crowding around the red mitten in the snow? By the way, have you noticed that colours are often mentioned in traditional tales? I think it's a bit easier for people to imagine things when they've got vivid colours in them. There's Little Red Riding Hood, and Little Blue Cap, and Kia and the Purple Fish, and the Little Red Hairy Man, and Snow White, and lots more. Maybe you could dress a character in your favourite colour if you were going to put them in your story. Ooh, and this is a very good story for trying to tell because it's quite short, so it's easy to remember. How about having a go? Now, lots of you have joined the Owlets Club recently, so it's time to dig deep into our bag of happies and say thank you and hello to some of you new owlets. Hoo, 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 hoo. And a special hello to story fan Arlo from Melbourne in Australia, who is 7. Arlo enjoys the scary stories and particularly likes The Ghost of the Bloody Finger. And let's swoop down now to Brighton in Michigan in the US and say hello to Pip, who is 8, and Stella, who is 6. They've been listening to Super Great Kids stories for years. Pip's favourite story is Brer Rabbit and the Big Wind. And Stella loves the Baba Yaga stories. Me too, Stella. I'm told they'll be wearing their Super Great Kids t-shirts as they listen to this podcast. Well, me too. I hope to be wearing a Baba Yaga one if it arrives in time. Baba Yaga, hoo, hoo. And hello to Super Great Owlet Cora, who is 7 and comes from Tucker in Georgia in the US. Cora says she can't tell us her favourite story because she loves them all. Hoo, 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 hoo. Thank you, Cora. That's lovely to hear. And hoo, 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 hoo. And hello to Adair, who is 6, and Henry, who is 5, from Raleigh in North Carolina in the US. They've loved listening to the podcast for over 2 years, but have only recently joined the Owlets Club. Adair loves the Velvet Ribbon and has listened to all the Super Great Scary stories. Well done, you. And Henry loves the Anansi stories. And hello to Emerson from Maine in the US, who's recently turned 6 and has been listening since she was 2.5. Her favourite story is How the Mosquito Became. Ah, that's one of my favourites too, Emerson. It was the first traditional tale I ever heard. And hello to Winona, who is 6, from Champaign in Illinois in the US. Winona and Mum listen to the stories together. They particularly like the Baba Yaga stories. Hoo, 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 hoo. And hello now to new owlets from Milwaukee in Wisconsin in the US. Beatrice, also known as Bee, who is 6, and Nico, who is 2.5. Both love the stories Mama Draga and, you've guessed it, The Ghost of the Bloody Finger. Good choices. I agree. I think that The Ghost of the Bloody Finger is a hoot. And thanks to all of you who are subscribing to our podcast. More shout-outs next week. If you'd like to join and hear our stories advert-free, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts or on Patreon, which you can find on our website at supergreatkidsstories.com. If you subscribe, there are over 35 bonus stories and at least 18 super great scary stories just waiting to terrify you. And now, here are our Pick of the Week pictures which you've sent in. 10-year-old Rosie from Gateshead in the northeast of England drew a stylish picture of the Ram in the Chili Patch story. Thanks so much for your super great picture. I love the cow telling the ram to stop eating the chili patch. And a marvellous red sky and bright yellow sun. I think you might have painted the sky. It's certainly very vibrant. The colours look exotic, a bit like Mexico where the story comes from. And I love the little hut that you've drawn in the background too. Very imaginative. And 7-year-old Ronan from Iowa in the US has drawn a very dramatic picture of the hummingbird and the forest fire. I love all the details you've added, like the way the little hummingbird looks so determined to keep dropping water on the raging fire in the forest below, and how you can see the other animals in silhouette down below, trying to get away from the flames. Thanks so much for this, Ronan, a very creative drawing of a moving story. And thanks to all of you who sent in pictures. If you'd like to see them, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Super Great Kids Stories. That's it for this week. Do have fun in the snow if it comes your way. And remember, when you're warming up at home afterwards, you can tell stories or even draw pictures of them. This podcast was produced at Wardour Studios in London.